everybody, it's Dr. Joe, and today I'm going to show you my top 5 neck exercises. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. Some of you have asked, do I need to warm up before I start exercises? And yes, that's a great way to kind of get the muscles loosened up and ready to start exercising or stretching. And so sometimes with the neck, it's kind of hard to do. If it's your legs, it's kind of easy. You can walk, you can march in place, you can do jumping jacks. But with your neck, it's a little bit harder. So usually what I'll tell people to do is use a heat wrap to kind of warm up those neck muscles for 10 to 15 minutes before you start exercising. So the folks at Biomed DB Design LLC sent me their Sunny Bay Extra Long Heat Wrap. And so what's really nice about this is you can just microwave it for about a minute and then do 10-second increments to get it the heat that you want it. But make sure it's a comfortable heat and not too hot. And then just kind of wrap it around your neck and you can just relax for about 10 to 15 minutes with it on your neck just to loosen up those muscles, to get them going, get them ready to exercise or do your stretches first and then exercise. So after you get those nice and warmed up, then you can go into your exercises. So the first exercise is kind of a stretch exercise. You can use it as both, but it's really one of my favorites for neck pain, and that's a chin tuck. So with the chin tuck, it's just like it sounds. You're tucking in your chin, but you're not going this way. You're tucking it back and in. So it's almost like if my hand was here, I'm trying to push my head back into there. I like to use my finger as a target a lot of times just because it lets you know that you're really working those muscles and exercising and getting them back to where they need to be. Because a lot of times if you're working on your computer or you're focusing on something for a long time, those muscles just stop working and your neck kind of goes forward. And so to get them exercised and kind of resetting them, a chin tuck is awesome. So just put your finger on your chin and try and leave your finger there. Then you're gonna tuck it back and in, and so you got a lot of little chins right there. And just try and hold it for about 5 seconds. It doesn't have to be a very long hold, and then relax. And so you should then have a little bit of space in between. And that's just a nice visual to show you that you're kind of resetting those muscles, but it's also kind of activating those muscles again to let them know that they need to work to keep your head in that nice neutral position. So I would just do 5-second holds, do about 5 of those, and you can do them several times throughout the day just to kind of keep that neck in that neutral, nice position and keep those muscles working. So the next set of exercises is going to be with a resistive band. When you're using a resistive band, depending on what brand it is, they're usually different colors. So make sure you start off with the lightest one. And that changes amongst brands. So even though it might feel easy while you're doing it, since it's neck muscles and those are smaller muscles, I'd always start off with the lightest one. So we're going to do some side bending exercises, but with a resistive band. So what I like to do is just kind of do a Rambo kind of thing and wrap it around my head like this. So what I want to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of resistance holding here. You can anchor it onto something if this bothers your shoulder or your hand a little bit, but you don't have to give a whole lot of resistance. You're just kind of anchoring it there. And then you're taking that ear down to your shoulder there, but it's not coming up. You're not bringing your shoulder up. You're just bending over this way and coming back up. So when you're doing any kind of exercise with a resistive band, you want to go slow and controlled. So it's not this, because one, you're not really doing anything except using momentum, and then you might actually make your neck a little more sore. You're really just controlling it, coming back up. I do maybe 10 and then switch sides and then kind of go back the other way. So really try and keep your head in that neutral position, and you're just going over into a side bend. When you're doing the resistive bands, again, it really depends on what your injury is, what's causing your pain. So I would just start out with a little bit, like 10 reps, maybe 1 to 2 sets a couple times a day. And if that gets easier, you can slowly progress more reps on. If you get to 20, 25, and that's easy, then you can go up to a higher resistive band. So the next one is going to be a neck rotation with the resistive band. This is a little bit different because you have to kind of wrap it around your head. But what you're going to do is when you wrap it around, you're just doing a little bit of a twist in the front here. And depending on how much hair you have, it might get caught up in your hair a little bit. But this is the easiest way to do it. You're just crossing here. And then so since the resistance is this way, I'm just rotating here, and then I can rotate here. So again, you can either do them all on one side if I want to do 10 on this side, or if I just want to rotate back and forth, and then do 10 on each side, or a total of 20. You can do that as well. Make sure you're taking a break in between those sets. It doesn't have to be long. It can be a 15 to 20 second break, but give those muscles time to reset. And so same thing, just start off with a little bit. You can slowly progress up, but when you ask, it really depends on your injury, how long out you are from your injury. So it's hard for me to say. You just have to use your best judgment of progression. So then the next one with the band is going to be a chin tuck with the band. So this time you're just going to put the band behind your head and you're going to anchor it in the front like this. And so same kind of thing, you're just doing a chin tuck and then nice and slow coming back. So you don't have to do the full 5-second hold, but really control it coming back. So you're not doing this, that's not really beneficial, but really go back into that chin tuck and then slowly come back in and relax. So again, same thing with the reps, just start out with that little bit and then kind of progress to a lot. So then the last one is still with a chin tuck, but this time you're exercising those deep flexor muscles in the front, those neck flexor muscles. So what you want to do is kind of a combination move. You're going to go into that chin tuck and then bring your chin down while you're in that chin tuck. So you can hold it for just a few seconds, or you can slowly do it continuously, but just make sure it's controlled and you're trying to keep that chin tuck the whole time. So I'm tucking in and then just almost like you're nodding your head with that chin tuck. And so while you have that chin tuck, you're not going to be able to bend it down that far, because these are the outer muscles when you're doing this. And when you're coming in using those inner, deeper flexor muscles, you're just going to be able to bend a little bit. So don't feel like you have to make a big movement, but just really control that movement. So with these, you might just want to start off with 5 and then kind of see how you do, because it's working muscles that you might not have worked for a long time. So make sure you be careful with that. Don't overdo it. Don't make them more sore. Just make sure that you're working them, kind of getting them retrained and getting some relief with those exercises. What's also cool about this neck wrap, and I say cool, is you can also put it in the freezer for about an hour and then you have a cool wrap afterwards. So a lot of times people will say, you know, when do I ice, when do I heat? Well, I usually say heat before to warm up and loosen up those muscles, and then do ice or cold afterwards to kind of help get that inflammation or that increased circulation that you got with the exercises to cool it back down. So if you're interested in purchasing this, make sure and click on the link up there, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.